your leftovers, if you do it the wrong way, I know this from experience, I bet you do too, it can absolutely ruin the flavor of food.
So here to share some inside secrets on how to reheat foods like slices of pizza and pasta is personal chef Bill Collins from chefbill.com. Chef Bill, welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. And the secret to reheating your food is time. And that is, how much time do you have? Because with everybody's time being very valuable, I mean, especially you've got kids, you come home and everybody has to eat. The microwave is always the fastest option, but is it necessarily the best option?
Right, and leftovers are always, I couldn't live without them.
Exactly.
I mean, they're always great to have in the fridge, but sometimes I end up throwing them away because when I reheat them, they don't taste great. So maybe I'm not reheating them the right way.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, the best way to heat most leftovers is in the oven. But the reason the microwave is faster is in about 3 minutes, you can be eating from the time you say, I want to have that. Whereas with a regular oven, you have to preheat it. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 20 or more. And the food itself will generally take about 10, maybe 12, 15 minutes, and that's at 350. So next thing you know, from the moment you say, I want to have these leftovers, a half an hour can go by. And if your kids are a little bit cranky and need to eat, you might not have the luxury of that half an hour.
Right.
So there is that balance. But here is the difference in doing heating the food differently between the two different methods. One is if you use the microwave, sometimes you get a little hot or cold spots because it's not heat going into it. So you have that, but also it dries out the food a little bit. So if you are going to heat something, whether it be pasta or some vegetables, splash a little water in. It might even just be a tablespoon of water and cover it up, and that will get some moisture in there. If you just throw something in, more often than not, it'll just dry out in the microwave. Now, one good example is we have pizza here. I've got 2 slices. One has been heated in the microwave and the other one has been heated in the oven. Now you might be able to tell which is which just by looking at them, but that's because I know which is which. But what's going to happen is, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you take a taste? I've got a knife and some forks here.
Right.
If you want to take a taste of each of these, and I'm going to just take that off of there.
Way, shall we?
Sure.
I can't tell. Oh, I can tell. I was going to say just by looking at it, I can't tell, but...
Is that a little hot, Seth?
Oh, but
okay, well, the roof of your mouth will grow back in a couple of days. Don't worry about that.
Delicious.
All right, well, this should show everyone which is which, because this one's really chewy.
Mine is crispy. I also noticed that the cheese is a little bit darker, because I assume this one's from the oven.
Yep, that one came from the oven, so sorry, Ashley, you guessed wrong. But
now you're eating soggy pizza.
But see, that's the thing. It is just, it's almost like cardboard. It's always the texture, it seems to me, is that it just doesn't work out well.
So mine, if I do this, still, you can hear that crackling.
Exactly. So
mine is like rubber.
This is like tissue paper.
And so that's exactly what you want to avoid. And so, and pizza especially, is if you're going to have it, I mean, sometimes you're just desperate. You want to have the pizza. So sometimes even cold pizza is the better option.
I know, that's true.
So that's what, actually, cold pizza is a great breakfast.
Now, Chef Bill, I hate to interrupt because we have a few more things that we need to try, but if we're going to put things into the microwave, what do you think about plastic?
Well, it depends on the plastic. That is a Ziploc container. Ziploc and Glad both have containers, which it says right in the package, microwave safe.
So you know you're good to go. But even still, is it okay? Do you prefer using
I prefer to use glass. That's my #1 preferred method if I'm putting something in the microwave. What you don't want to use are one of the deli containers you get with the takeout things. Those buckle, and the plastic is not made for microwave, and it will leach into your food, and you'll just be very unhappy with the results.
So you always want to check the underside of your device too.
Exactly.
It's your reheating device.
Yes, some people call
sweeping the nation.
And those are also called plates.
Oh, that's what the kids are calling.
When you say device, I think of a cell phone, so don't put that in the microwave.
No, well, that's happened. See, and here's what Seth means by that, because if you turn this over, it says they're microwave safe.
But this one does not.
That just says dishwasher safe. So often it's the way it's made, the glazing on it. So if you're going to put that in the microwave, make sure the bottom of your dish says microwave safe. And cover it over. Plastic wrap, a lid, or wax paper, again, to keep whatever moisture is left in there.
Okay, we're going to do 2 more taste tests.
Okay, I've got 2 here. Now, even though it's a completely blind test, try that one, Ashley. So one was in the microwave and one was in the oven. And one thing you can tell is that one of them is a little bit flatter. Now,
this is great, whatever it is.
This is a leftover quiche because Hadley asparagus, which you know is just going gangbusters right now, little goat cheese, a little a Monterey Jack cheese, but you'll see from the textures, and actually this is going to be a little bit soft, barely any crunch.
Soggy crust again.
And this is a nice crispy crust.
That
is so good.
I had to save some of it for the rest of us.
He told me to eat it.
I
This one is the oven one. This one's the microwave.
Yes, and even just by looking, and I hadn't done the side-by-side comparison with the quiche, that looks flatter, and it came from the same quiche.
does.
Looks like somebody sat on it.
And there are cold pockets in this. There are warm and cold pockets in this one.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So if you leave it in with the microwave too long, it's just going to become this oozing lava heat, whereas if you don't put it in long enough, it's just going to have these hot and cool pockets of temperature in there.
So 2 out of 3, we know the oven.
2 out of 3, you know the oven.
So
So now,
1 minute left. Here we go.
roasted root vegetables.
All right, here we go. Not soggy.
And so Seth has said that one is soggy.
I know what it is.
Oh, oven all the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
doubt.
And it's funny, they look the same because I roast them initially in the oven, but
It's the oven.
these have a crisper texture. You can even just see around the edges, there's still some crispiness was brought
Yeah.
back. So it's similar with fried foods. Put it in the oven. If you have some leftover, whether it be fried clams or fries, do it in the oven. You'll just end up with a soggy ooze that will just break your heart if you put it in the microwave.
Oven. That's the way to go. What about pasta?
Pasta, that actually does fine in the microwave. Make sure there's some sauce with it. It'll just dry out. So again, there's that liquid. But I would do pasta on the stovetop. Make sure there's some moisture in the lid. Medium-low temperature. You want to heat it gently. But pasta actually does all right. Pasta, fish, and many vegetables do fine in the microwave. Make sure there's some moisture in there, and then you're good to go.
Chef Bill, you've angered pretty much every microwave manufacturer out there. Thank you for stopping by
I still
today.
Thank
love
you.
it for those, quick
And
reheating.
you can tune in next week for even
Leftovers.
more chef secrets with Chef Bill.